What's up, guys? I'm back. I didn't put on any music, did I? Ah, well. You get a little peace and quiet for once. Except for that trash truck out there. It's not trash day. Tomorrow. Look what I got from Amazon today. My Dumbo kite I wanted so bad. Remember I told you guys it was hanging from the ceiling at Walmart, 50 feet in the air, and I couldn't gather the heart to tell an employee to climb up there and get it down. But I got a couple Father's Day Amazon gift cards. So I got my Dumbo kite with 33 feet of string. What else? And yeah, I might fly it once with Violet or something, but mostly this is going to be in the house, I think, on the wall or something. It looked so good on a Walmart ceiling. I have to put it up in a corner. I don't know if Kimmy will let me do that in the living room necessarily, but maybe in the bedroom. I don't really think I have room for a kite out here. Now I've got to reserve some space for old bird stickers. Hope I get some good mail today. Flat Cap's mystery blend should be here pretty soon. I'm excited for that. My Howdy Doody shirt should be here soon. I still have a little more balance from Amazon. But I'm waiting for them to float me this $10 credit they're supposed to hook me up with for downloading the app. And what they did was when I was purchasing my stuff, they offered me free trial to Amazon Prime, right? And since Father the Flame is out, I know it's $5.99 on Amazon Prime, so I might have to go for that. You know, my buddy Sebastian, Grateful Dog, had a great idea. Because we're trying to figure out some activities and stuff we could do with our club. Our pipe club. And, if we could have an evening viewing of Father the Flame one night, how cool would that be? In the shop, why not? I think they're open till 11 or something. Brilliant idea, Sebastian. Brilliant. I think we should bring that up. You know what? We didn't talk about Father the Flame at all at the meeting Sunday. And most of those guys aren't on online at all. So they probably don't even know what Father the Flame is. This is when I need a phone, see? Ah, well. My Dumbo kite. I was thinking of getting a new poster, maybe, for the living room, a movie poster or something. I was looking at Pippi Longstocking movie posters. There's also the Smurfs and the Magic Flute movie poster, which is from 1980 or so, 78, something like that. It wasn't part of the Hanna-Barbera franchise, I don't believe. It might have been, but it was before the TV show. I believe it's actually a Belgium film. I haven't seen it in a long time. They used to show it on Channel 5 in LA, which is KTLA. Or now it's known as the CW. But back when it was more local, it's still local, I guess, but when TV was TV, huh? on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday mornings, they would have a show called the Family Film Festival. And now that I think about it, that's who used to show Pippi Longstocking movies. That's where I saw those as a kid. I loved Pippi. I still love Pippi. I got the box set. I told my mom to get it for Presley for her birthday one year. Yeah. But now I have it for Violet too, so that's awesome. Presley was Pippi one year at my behest for Halloween. But also, that's where I saw the Smurfs and the Magic Flute as a kid. And a lot of other really cool movies. And it was hosted by a guy named Tom Hatton. And I should look him up. I should look up Family Film Festival on YouTube. He probably smoked a pipe. He looked like a pipe smoker, and he'd sit in his chair, you know. Before and after commercials, he would do little segments, you know, talk about the movie a little bit. Sometimes he would draw cartoons. He would draw Garfield or Popeye. Or he also hosted a cartoon show that showed Popeye cartoons and other cartoons. When TV was TV. I don't know that Family Film Festival was a national show. Could have been, but I think it had a real LA feel to it to me. I should look him up. Tom Hatton. Does anyone else remember that? Because if he was local, then nobody knows what I'm talking about at all. Huh? Yeah, so at Family Film Festival, Kung Fu Theater on Channel 9 later in the afternoon. And after Kung Fu Theater was Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Movie Macabre. Boy, did I love Elvira. Boy, did I love Elvira. That chick was hot. And she was funny, too. She was really funny. The house that dripped blood. Beware of the blob. The Monster Club. Night of the Lepus. That one had killer rabbits in it. All the local horror hosts that varied from big city to big city. I'm a little young for that era. We had a few here. Elvira would have been the first that I remember watching. And, you know, she started here in LA. Her character was based on Vampira, of course, the original horror movie hostess. Host. On ABC in the 50s, you know. She faded into obscurity. And Elvira stole a lot of her stuff, or borrowed, or whatever. Lovingly. But I think it caused some problems. You know what's weird now that I think about it? I've actually met Elvira, and I've met Vampira, too. Vampira's dead now. Her name was Mila Nurmi. And TV hadn't seen nothing like her when she came on in the 50s. She just screamed S-E-X back then. And she was cool. If you don't know Vampira, look her up. But, again, I'm too young to have watched her on TV. I've seen a lot of footage. I've read the book about her. And I have met her. I met her at a horror movie convention in Burbank one time. And she was old. You know, like, I shouldn't put an age to the word old, because a lot of you guys might be that age, huh? But she looked old. She seemed old. And she had this greasy lawyer guy talking in her ears. He didn't like me. I didn't know she was going to be there. And I was thrilled to see Vampira in person. And actually, you know what? I did know she was going to be there. And this, I remember the story now. I went to this convention with my best friend at the time, Heather. And I didn't have a lot of money. Go figure. But I had a picture framed on my wall, an 8x10 from the 50s of Vampira laying on a coffin, all cool. And I don't remember where I bought it, but like a Hollywood antique store, vintage poster store or something in Hollywood. And I had it in a frame on my wall in my house. And I brought it with me to that convention. And there she was. She was, you know, sitting in her chair with that lawyer guy, that agent, whoever he was. I don't know, her manager. And she had all her pictures out in front of her. She was wearing like a black dress with silver spider web all over it, like not puff paint, not sequins, you know, but, you know, embroidered in silver, I don't know, spider webs. And she had a tiara, a big one, that was spider webs. And it was cool. It was a cool getup she had on. She looked like an old Satanist is what she looked like. But she was real nice. And I was talking to her for a minute, and she had all her pictures out for sale. And she wanted $25 for a picture signed. Not unreasonable, you know. And then she had these postcards. And she would sign a postcard for $5. And I said, well, Miss Vampira, I said, I took this off my wall at my house and brought it here for you to sign. I said, can I have a postcard, but you sign my picture, please? And she said, you know what? Yeah, of course. Of course I would do that. And here comes sleazy, McCheesy lawyer dude. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, you have to have $25 and buy the picture. And she won't sign that one. You gotta buy the new picture, and she has to sign the new one. Well, what's the point of that? And, I said, sorry, Vampira. I said, I love you very much. I said, this guy's going to cause you problems here all day. I said, thank you, but go ahead and keep your postcard. And I walked away, bummed. And now she's dead. Oh. Remember I was telling the story the other day about street trash. Our neighborhood band, right? I wasn't in the band, just so you guys know. But, I was wearing their t-shirt. And, their bass player, Andy, makes t-shirts. He's the same guy that made the 45 Grave t-shirt that made me a celebrity at the Gothic Club in Rome. Good t-shirts, Andy, good t-shirts. Anyway, he designed the street trash t-shirt, and it had a crazy design on it. And our thing was horror movies, all of it. I mean, I kind of started it. Not to sound cool, but I got everyone watching really crazy horror movies, B movies, exploitation movies. And a classic for us. We got a running chainsaw theme going. But there's a movie in the 80s called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Starring Linnea Quigley. And had the big ST and said street trash, and had this crazy rising sun kind of black and white sunbeams coming out. And it had a picture of Linnea Quigley holding up her chainsaw. But he had put a black bar over her eyes. Possibly, not out of disrespect, but maybe even to avoid some kind of lawsuit. But anyways, Linnea Quigley was at the convention, and I had never met her before, and I'm a fan. She was in Return of the Living Dead, and she was Spider in Sorority Babes in the Slimeball Bolorama. Megastar, right? Scream Queen Workout. She made a lot of money on that one. A lot of movies. She's in a lot of movies. But, she didn't like my shirt. I was talking to her, and I was having her sign a picture from Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and I wasn't even thinking. And she was just being weird with me. I met a lot of these people in a lot of different settings and places. She was being weird with me. Not rude, but kind of weird. And when I walked away, Heather pointed out, hey, you have her on your t-shirt. She probably thinks somebody's making money off her image. You didn't even mention that was her on the shirt. You didn't give her any props or anything. I was like, ooh, that hurts. Almost as awkward as when I met Lou Ferrigno at a San Diego Comic-Con one time. And we were walking around like jerks at the Comic-Con with bottles of Gatorade and the stuff we call moon juice. And remember, Tijuana's not too far away from us here. Especially the Comic-Con, another 20 minutes here in Tijuana. But, I forgot Lou's, hard of hearing. I don't know if he's officially deaf. Chris, the Ansel Piper's gonna love this. But, I had my little disposable camera out. And this is back in like 1998 or something. And he's got his book of Hulk photos, for people to buy and sign. And he's trying to make money and trying to make a living. And here I come, moon juiced up, with my disposable camera. Probably was obnoxious all day. I was going to tell you guys something, but maybe I shouldn't. But anyways, I was like, hey, Lou. He just didn't look up at me. I was like, Lou, what's going on, man? How you doing? Would not look up at me. And there was other people around, too. I mean, Comic-Con's packed. It's too packed to even go now. It's sold out. Always. But I've been to maybe 10 San Diego Comic-Cons over the years. But I haven't been in 10 years, probably, either. Finally, Lou looked up to me and he was like, what, dude? And I was like, oh. I was just wondering if I could take a picture of the Hulk. I grew up watching you as a kid. And he said, no, I don't do that. See, he said, you could buy a picture. Expensive, again, like $25. And that's a long time ago, too. And Lou's at everything. He's at every event doing that, running this table. Probably still is. But I said, oh, come on, Lou. I'm just a fan, man. I just want to snap a quick pic. He's like, no pictures. And he's got aggressive with me. I said, Lou, no need to get aggressive. I just, like, let me see your picture. And he's like, I said no pictures. So I picked up my disposable camera, put it about 6 inches from his face, and pushed the button. And the flash went off in his face. And he was pissed. And some people around me were pissed too. And my friends kind of pulled me away as the people behind Lou's table kind of were like, just forget him, Lou, just forget him. And he's like, where's security? Where? I didn't get kicked out that time. I also ran into Mick Foley that day. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Some of you may know him as Cactus Jack or Mankind or even Dude Love. But I just ran into him. He was trying to make his way through the crowd back and people were like, yeah! And he practically bumped into me. Boom. And I was like, Mick Foley. And I was dumbstruck. I was like, Mick Foley, it just came out of my mouth. I was like, Mick Foley, I love you, man. He said, you're like the big brother I never had. And he threw his arms around me. Boom! Gave me a big old hug. And I said, I see you're trying to get out of here. I wish I could take a picture. He said, give your friend the camera. Let's take a picture quick. And of course, Josh was like, ooh, with the camera. And Mick was like, come on, guys, come on. Don't do this to me. Finally, we got a picture. I don't have these pictures anymore. I used to have a picture of Hawk, me, and Animal. The Road Warriors, one on each side of me. Face paint melted off after the match, all. It was the coolest picture. And then, yes, I did meet Elvira at DVD Planet in Huntington Beach one time. And she was promoting some box set and of old movies that she was doing the hosting for, just like she used to do on TV. And this was probably back in about 2000, I'd say. And she was still just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. She looks like, she looks like she has too many teeth in her mouth. Just this huge, pearly white, gorgeous smile. And I remember she got out of a limo in front of DVD Planet and the people were everywhere. And I actually was there too late to get in the line. And I was pissed. And it was Halloween, and we were like wasting our Halloween, on this event that we couldn't get into. But I happened to be standing right there when the limo pulled up. And I was with a few of my friends. A couple of them were really hot gothic babes, And so Elvira likes us. We're like, Elvira, what's up? She's like, hey guys, what's happening? And we're like, oh man, it's so good to see you out here. We're too late to get in the line. And she said, well, did you bring something to get signed? We're like, yeah. She signed all our stuff. Talked to us for a couple minutes. While security held back the crowd. And then she went inside and all those people had to wait in line. Oh, Burly and Black, by the way. I used to go to a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff like that. She also used to do a show at Knott's Berry Farm every year. Like a little Broadway stage production for their annual Halloween haunt, which is all October pretty much. Maybe even longer, but it's Halloween. It's their busiest time of year. And you can hear Halloween haunt late at night at my mom and dad's house if you're standing on the driveway. And actually, I came home inebriated one night. And I lived in the garage at the time. I was a teenager. My friends dropped me off. I was walking up the long driveway up to our apartments, or condos, or whatever you want to call them, townhouses. And they were in like a U shape, kind of like a cul-de-sac. And the sound from Halloween Haunt would just like bounce through there. And I was walking in the dark. I was trashed. And I went to the front door, and it was locked. I turned around on my garage door, and it was locked. Why? Why? And why didn't I have my key? I don't even know. I could hear doon, 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 doon. Freddy Krueger's theme. It was coming out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God, this is the music I'm gonna hear right before I die. And then all of a sudden it changed to "Let's Do the Time Warp Again" from Rocky Horror. And I was like, Halloween Haunt. And I think finally my dad woke up and came downstairs and let me in the house. But I've seen Elvira do her show at Knott's a couple times. Burley and Black's just good stuff. Good stuff. Very good. So, again, I think that constitutes a ramble, everybody. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but I was just in the mood to go ahead and make a video. So, there it is. I have no idea what time it is. Probably about time for my father-in-law to come through the gate. Time for me to drop everything and make coffee and roll him cigarettes and... Just kidding. I mean, not just kidding, but just kidding. Baby should be up in a minute, too. I see Road King Piper has a video up. He's about to review some Gaslight. GLP's Gaslight. And I got mine already right here. A little sample. In my awesome Donald Duck bags. The Onion gave me at the meeting Sunday. So I think I'm gonna pack up some of this in a little bit and watch Road King Piper and smoke some Gaslight with him. Gaslight. That reminds me of Batman for some reason. Gotham by Gaslight. That was a good book where he goes after Jack the Ripper in an alternate timeline dimension type of scenario. Damn it. Keep on running. Keep on running. I don't know the rest of the words. I do know I love this Danish crown, John Panzer. Mm-hmm. And Mike Bishop. I really am blessed to have gotten to grow up in LA and be around for a lot of that fun stuff, like horror movie conventions and book signings. And I went to Howard Stern's book signing for his second book. Which was called Miss America. I wouldn't mind reading his new one. And I've heard the title and the book promotion so much that I don't even want to say the title of the book. It's not a nice title. It's funny, but it's not nice. $33,000 people lined up. And I believe that was a Borders Books, when Borders was still a new thing here. They don't even have Borders anymore, do they? But I was in Westwood, right next to UCLA over there. West LA, Santa Monica-ish area. And we went and stood overnight in that line. We went to Bob's Big Boy, which not many of those left, and there wasn't even then. And this is back in, I want to say 96 or something. 95. God, was it that long ago? But we went to Bob's Big Boy on Santa Monica, and which might still be there. Maybe, I don't know. But I ordered some kind of potato soup, and I put my spoon in the soup and pulled it out, and it had a big plastic wrapper. It said like potato, 3 ounces, blah blah, whatever. It had all the like nutritional information and stuff on the plastic, and printed in red. It's clear plastic. I was like, oh, that's nice. You know, I was just a punk rock kid. I was like 18 years old, 17. I don't know how old I was. something like that. And I was like, hey, waiter, this piece of plastic was in my soup. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, all right, well, your guys' dinner is free. He's like, anything else you want? And I looked to the front of the restaurant. And on the way in, I had spotted what looked really tasty to me, which was a whole pumpkin pie in the pie case. And I said, yeah, can I please have that pumpkin pie? He's like, oh, you want a piece of pie? I said, no, give me the pie, man. Give me the pie. The pie and 2 forks, good sir. And we ate that pumpkin pie. And went to the bookstore. We walked, it had to be a mile. The line had to be about a mile. We walked all the way to the back. And sat down against the wall. There's some interesting people, obviously, at the Howard Stern signing. It was fun, you know. But we were getting a little bored. And, you know, people were starting to camp out and sleep and everything else. And I said, you know what, Mike? That's my friend's name, Mike. I said, I'm going to walk to 7-Eleven and get us some pencils and papers so we could draw out here. He was my old drawing partner. And he said, all right, man. I said, you save our place in line. You know, I was going to get us snacks and a beer and whatever else. And I had to walk past the front of the line a couple blocks to 7-Eleven, so it was a mile back. But I was maybe a block away from the front of the line in front of a church, an old church. And these people were partying. And they had a hammock stretched from tree to tree on the church's front lawn. A huge barbecue going. Ice chests full of beer. Girls jumping around. You know, like, dude, they were having fun. I happened to have a huge blue mohawk at the time. And I was wearing my Public Image Limited shirt. It was a long sleeve shirt, but tattered. Pinned back together. And it was red and black stripes. Had a picture of Johnny Rotten on the back with a scarf covering his mouth. Looking all crazy. And all of a sudden I was surrounded by these jocular dudes. Like, you know, serious jock types, drunk ones. By myself. And they're like, what's up with you, dude? You know? And this girl was like, oh, your hair, can we touch it? And these girls came, were like touching my hair. And a couple other dudes came over and didn't like it. They're like, what's this, man? What you girls touching these dirt street scum for? And some other guys came over and they're like, fuck, that hair's awesome, dude. You want a beer? And next thing you know, I had a whole bunch of friends, new friends. And we were partying, hanging out, eating ribs, drinking beers. And I said, you know what, guys? I love you, my new family out here. But I left my friend in the back of the line, and I got to go back and sit with them. This is not fair. I'm partying my butt off. He's been waiting for me for like 3 hours. They said, go get him and come back. It's like, sweet. So I walked a mile back. Told him the situation, and we went back another mile. Partied until 10 o'clock in the morning when the bookstore opened and the line started moving. I met Heidi Fleiss that day. Huh. And I was on the news about 15 times. Because even at a Howard Stern, 33,000 people book signing, a dude like me stood out. And every news channel came to interview me. Much to my mother's chagrin. Because she saw me on TV several times that day. Bomb, yelling, ba ba ba, you know. It's the kind of things you do at Howard Stern events. Oh, I wish I had some footage. Some tape of that. Not my only appearance on the news either. Another story for another day. This is a 40-minute video. Only with the Danish crown, huh? But it's becoming work at this point. So I better go. Who made it to the end? It was a long one, guys. Take it easy. I hope you have a good one. Sorry to lay this monster on you.